Hey, welcome back. This is part of our Halloween special that we're doing for Donna and friends. And I'm in Perkins, Oklahoma. I'm so excited to be here. And I'm at the pumpkin patch here with Wayne. How are you, Wayne?
Good.
Well, Wayne, you and I have been sitting under this beautiful set of trees talking and kind of finding out what all is offered at the pumpkin patch. And I tell you what, I'm just going to kind of put the mic over your way, and you just kind of give me an idea about what's just sitting around us right now.
Okay, around where we're at here at the house, we have a different variety of specialty pumpkins that people can choose from when they're through down at our 45 acres of pumpkins down in the field. And there's hay bales kids can climb on, and there's different picture areas to take pictures at. And we have a nanny goat with their two kids that you can pet, and some baby calves or bottle calves that kids pet, and exotic chickens they can look at, and rabbits, and just plenty of time just to play and run around and take lots of pictures. And then down at the field there's 45 acres that you can drive all through to take your pick and take your time doing it. And a maze, there's a 3-acre maze that you can go through, and we have picnic tables where people can have picnics. And we do hay rides by appointment. If somebody wants a hay ride, we got to know in advance so we can be ready to do it. But anyway,
now every year you start all this from what time, and you ended, I believe, October 31st. Isn't that correct?
September 15th is when we officially open. And then we're daylight to dark, and people are usually here at dark and after.
Well, I'm sure they are. Now, when you were talking about this maze, have you ever had anyone really get lost in the maze?
Well, occasionally they do, but it's not but 3 acres, so they can find their way out.
Okay, 3 acres seems like a lot to me if I'm in a maze. And I was just getting a little bit panicked when you were saying a 3-acre maze, because I was thinking I would be the first one. You'd have to maybe, I don't know, would you call authorities out to help you?
Oh, I could come find you.
Okay, you would be
I can be on the hill up above and look down and see where you're at.
Oh, okay, because that really, my upper lip was sweating just a little bit, because I thought, note to self, stay out of the maze, because I'd be the one you'd have to try to find. So I'm glad.
I don't want it very hard so that people can go through it without taking them forever or giving up.
Now, Wayne, how long have you been doing the pumpkin patch here?
Well, this all started back in '92. And a man named Bob Constein at Perkins had a small pumpkin patch, and he had school kids come, and he had to buy a lot of pumpkins to have enough for the kids to have. And he asked me if I'd plant 10 acres, because he'd buy what he needed from me, and then I could sell them to grocery stores and other people. So well, I'll try it. I'll try anything for a little while and see what happens. And it was pretty fun to do. Everybody likes pumpkins, and so we've been doing it ever since. Just been growing bigger.
Now, I was talking to Sandy earlier, and she said you had pumpkins here for 25 cents up through $100, and she had a kind of an estimate of that you'd had about 20 of the $100 pumpkins, and now what I'm seeing left might be 3.
Yeah, well, actually we had 24 pumpkins. Oh. And there's 3 left.
Wow, that's quite impressive, but they're mighty big pumpkins, I've got to say.
They weigh about 100 to 150 pounds.
So when someone buys $100 pumpkins, who gets to load them up?
It's usually me.
Bless your heart. Now, do you have something special that you use to load them up?
Well, I roll them up in a wheelbarrow and then tilt the wheelbarrow up, and then you're already high enough you'd get somebody to help you. So 2 of you put it in there.
Well, I've got to say, on my way out when I saw that on the website, I was like, I want to see a $100 pumpkin. And I could tell they looked quite heavy, and I figured you probably had a way that you were accustomed to doing that, but that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, they're bulky and hard to get a hold of.
Now, wait, tell me about these pumpkins that I've been seeing. They kind of seem to be, to me, they seem like this new craze, but they're kind of a grayish blue. Or tell me about those pumpkins.
They're called Gerundales, and they're just a different variety. There's hundreds of varieties of pumpkins that are all shapes and sizes, and they're different maturity times. Like the large pumpkins are 120 days plus on maturity, so they have to be planted early in the spring. Okay. Whereas the rest of them around here we grow are 90-day pumpkins.
So this bluish gray pumpkin, it's just going to be that way from the start. It's just that color?
Right.
Okay. Well, I think that's an interesting pumpkin. I've been to a few functions this year where they have had those pumpkins, and I wondered if they were painted or something. So I've learned something here today at the pumpkin patch.
Well, there's white ones. There's different varieties of white ones. There's a lot of varieties of them in sizes, and there's some that are kind of peach color and other shades. They're not, and the Cinderellas, there's bright orange, orangey red Cinderellas.
Well, now is that what those larger pumpkins are? I mean, they're very orange.
Well, the extra big ones, they're not. They're either the Big Macs or one of the. They're bred to be that big.
So the actual breed of the pumpkin is Big Mac.
Well,
is that right?
Yeah. That's right.
So come on out and get your Big Mac pumpkins out here at the pumpkin patch before they're all gone. That's an interesting name for the breed, but then they're mighty big. I gotta say that. So Wayne, what's your favorite part of doing this?
Probably the favorite part is just seeing everybody enjoy it so much. Everybody has such a good time, and the kids are all laughing. Everybody's taking pictures, and they get really good family pictures, and it's like a tradition that people come back year after year. And there's one lady came, I think it was Saturday, and she said, I came when I was in kindergarten, and then she had her little child that was probably kindergarten with her. And then we have several people that's proposed down in the field. So then they have, the next year they have a pumpkin wedding.
How cool is that? And I wanted to ask you also, what is the farthest distance that someone's come to your pumpkin patch from?
Well, this weekend we had some exchange students that were from China. They had never been out in the country anywhere. Oh, wow. And this was like way out in the country for them. They haven't ever seen all the animals, and where there's no houses, for a mile. So they were really impressed and enjoyed it.
Well, when I was sitting out here before we started the segment, it's just so beautiful around here, and you've got some fabulous neighbors. We were even watching a couple of young boys ride a cow across the way, which was a lot of fun. But it's such a serene setting, and I can imagine if you came from somewhere like China, this might be a little bit foreign to you.
Yeah, it was, but they enjoyed it, and it was really an experience they'll remember.
So you'll have this until October 31st. What time will you close up on the 31st?
Well, it'll be after dark whoever the last person is.
So that leads me to this question. Do you have trick-or-treaters out here?
No.
Okay. So no one comes and trick-or-treats you? No. You don't have to give out little baby pumpkins?
No.
Okay.
No, we haven't had that.
Okay, so they're just coming for those last-minute pumpkin deals. Now, some people may be coming for the last-minute pumpkin deals for Thanksgiving, just to decorate.
Yeah, a few people come after the pumpkin or after Halloween and get some for Thanksgiving, but it's just real few people do that.
Well, and by then the choices are not near what they would be.
As soon as we have a hard freeze, pumpkins are mush.
Yeah.
So what we do with the pumpkins that are left in the field, there's always a lot left. We turn cows in on them, and the cows eat them.
Okay, so I've
really like pumpkins a lot, and they'll clean every last one up down to the stem. So
you've got natural garbage disposals out here in a sense to get rid of.
It's a good feed for the animals, so nutritious.
Yeah, it is very nutritious. Pumpkins are very nutritious, and I hadn't thought about that, but they must think it's the holidays.
Yeah, they do.
Well, that is so cool. Well, like Wayne said, there is like a little petting zoo out in this area to an extent, and then of course the maze as well, and the pumpkin patches as well. Wayne, if people wanted to try and come out here before you shut it down on the 31st, can you explain to them how to come out?
Well, directions here is we're south of Stillwater, and then you get to Perkins. We're a mile south of Perkins. And as soon as you cross the Cimarron River Bridge, immediately turn to your west, and you'd be going south, it'd be to your right. And it's 5 miles west on the river road, which is Blacktop. And the end of the Blacktop you come to is Country Club Road, and then we're just north. You'll see the signs, and we have a big hay bale pumpkin at the end of the road, so you know that's where to turn. And you just go to the patch and pick what you want and come back to our house here, and we'll total you up.
It's an easy process. And you're also on the website. What's that web address?
The web address is www.griderfarm@yahoo.com.
Fantastic. Thanks for taking time out, Wayne, and visiting with me today. We're going to go check out some more of the farm and see what's happening. All right. We'll be back. Don't touch the mouse.
Take a seed from your pocket and put it in the ground. Press it down nice and deep and push the dirt on down. The harvest moon comes in October, and when you look over your shoulder,